So as most of you know, I've been doing social media since I was pretty young, and I feel like it's given me a lot of really weird life experiences that a lot of people just haven't had, especially whenever I was on SSG. One time when I was about 16 or 17, my address leaked, and I remember one day I had gone down to the end of my driveway to check my mail, and as I'm standing there opening the mailbox, out of my peripheral vision, I see a large group of probably 15 children stampeding towards me on hoverboards, which I didn't think much of until they started screaming. All of a sudden, I hear them go, "Oh my god, it's Kaelyn from YouTube! We got you!" The fear of God is instilled in me. I slam the mailbox shut and I start booking it as fast as I can up the driveway. I'm speed walking and trying to not let them know that I heard them and make it unobvious, but it was definitely very obvious. I had the longest driveway ever. I finally get to the top and I get in the garage and I try to shut the garage door, but it's an automatic door, so it's going like this slow. I say screw it. I go in the house and I lock the door, and they stood outside and banged on my garage door for 15 minutes until they finally left. To this day, I still feel really bad for running from them, but it's also like I was a kid and that was my house, and that was a bit of an invasion of privacy. Get ready with me to go sit in a dark movie theater all by myself where no one's even going to see me, but I feel the need to get ready. So I've been using this stuff for literally years, and now I've seen it getting really popular on TikTok, and I really just don't know what to think about that because I think I was just ahead of the time, and you should all be thanking. So I'm going to see the movie Megan, and I am honestly really not sure what to expect. All I know is that it has a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes, which seems a little bit impossible to me, but I guess we're gonna find out. I used to think going places by myself was extremely embarrassing because I felt like a loser, which I am a loser, but that's kind of not the point. But now I love going places by myself because it just makes me feel... God, I don't know how to do makeup, by the way. I feel like everybody says that, but I really don't. I just put things on. I layer concealers, and I feel like that's probably illegal, but I'm just gonna do it anyway. Because I feel like whenever I only put one on, it's not as high of coverage, but if I add only a little, okay, my skin is dry, so if I just do the Tarte, whatever the hell this is, it gets really dry, and then I feel like my skin's flaking off, and if I mix it with a Glossier one, which is really greasy, it just creates a good consistency. You don't care. One thing that's been completely driving me crazy lately is the TikTok comment section. Why does everybody call each other Babe and Pookie? First of all, Pookie was my childhood name, so stand down. Second of all, there's nothing more condescending than being called Babe when people are fighting in a TikTok comment section. People were mad at me on a TikTok because I jokingly said that I understood the meaning of a Phoebe Bridgers song. I don't know how to do Get Ready With Me. I've been talking for so long. Oh my God. I also just got this for Christmas, and I have absolutely no idea how to use it, so I feel like maybe I just look a little stupid. Oh my god. Okay, it's fine. No, it's fine. It's really okay. Anyway, back to going places alone. Whenever I was a kid, I sat alone at lunch because I was a loser and I had no friends. But now I feel like I would appreciate that because, I feel like I appreciate my alone time more. In the recent years, I've become more extroverted than I used to be, and I feel like now it's made me appreciate my alone time more. I have two beauty blenders. One is liquid, one I put water on, and one I just keep dry. I think that's probably pointless. Did my eyebrows off camera because I think if I tried to do them on camera, it would make me want to kill my... Me and my eyebrows are literally mortal enemies. There's nothing worse in a makeup routine than having to do your eyebrows. It pisses me off so bad. I get furious every single time, and I don't know why. And I've been like that my entire life since I started doing my eyebrows, and I wish I would have just never put anything on my eyebrows because I probably would have never felt like I had to do it every single day. Anyway, I think they look okay, so. I was gonna do eyeliner, but then the thought of having to sit here and put eyeliner on, which takes me 20 minutes, had my stomach churning so bad that I felt like I was going to come out of my skin, die, come back to life, and then have to settle my stomach because I was so physically nauseous at the thought. So I'm just gonna stick with mascara because nobody in this Megan showing is gonna be looking at my eye makeup. Yeah, that's done. Slay. I look exactly the same. Here is my outfit. Okay. Bye, I'll tell you how the movie was. Actually, I probably won't because I'll probably forget. Love you. I really love New Year's because it's such a good time for me to reflect on everything that I'm not going to do in 2023. Last night I was reading a book, and I decided as I was reading this book that reading was going to be my new thing for 2023. I was going to read several books a month and expand my mind. But one thing about me is I do not stick with anything that I start because I have very severe ADHD and I get bored of everything extremely fast. For example, whenever I was 3, I started doing dancing, quit that, and cried every day. When I was about 6 or 7, I started doing horseback riding. Yes, I was a horse girl. Everybody laughed. Quit that after about a year because I fell off the horse once. Then I started dancing again because my friend did dance, and I begged my mom to do gymnastics, so I did dance and gymnastics. I quit both of those. Guitar, piano, ukulele, swimming, that one lasted for about 5 years. I will give myself that. So the moral of the story is I will not be reading. I will not be doing anything. I've said I was going to work out for the past 4 years. My arms are still noodles. But I can try. So leave book recommendations in the comments, please. Over this past last summer, my best friend and I took a really random last-minute trip to Disneyland on my birthday week, and I looked like Will Byers the whole trip, and I'm only telling you that because it's slightly important to the story. Humiliating. Anyway, the whole Disney trip, people kept coming up to me and recognizing me from Seven Supergirls, which happens sometimes. It's not abnormal, but I was like, how do you know it's me? I'm serving Will Byers' core. So on our last night of being at Disney, Splash Mountain's line was dead, so we just like kept going on it over and over again. And on like the fourth time that we had been on it in a row at like 11 o'clock at night before the park closed, we get on Splash Mountain. Already on the ride is this group of 3 friends, and they're sitting in front of us. And I don't remember exactly what happened, but one of them had a banana, and I can't remember if they just happened to turn around or if my friend or I asked about the banana, but they turn around and they go. After years of being recognized from SSG, I can immediately tell when someone has recognized me because no one hides it well. My Will Byers looking ass was like, oh, here we go. They start going, oh my god, like I recognize you from Seven Supergirls, oh my god, you were like my childhood, holy shit, this is so crazy, like what are you doing here? And I'm thinking, oh my god, I have been on this ride 3 times now, I look drenched, like literally I look like I had been lost at sea for the past like 7 years and I had just returned to land. My friend and I are cracking up because of course this would happen, we're like delirious from how tired we are from the trip. At some point, like halfway through the ride, there's this one drop that like puts a bunch of water on you. It's not like the big one, but it's another one. And around this point, one of the girls, she starts taking off her shoes. And I'm like, girl, what are you doing? She's like, no, I'm taking my shoes off. Like, they're drenched. It's part of the photo. And I'm thinking, oh God, there's going to be some crazy photo and I'm just going to be in the back of it. We're like approaching the big drop and she has her shoes off at this point. She's like freaking out. She turns to me. She goes, hold my shoe. I'm like, okay. So I take her shoe, God knows why. I wouldn't want to let her down, so I hold up the damn shoe. And I'm holding it up the whole time, during the drop, during the photo, and one of them was holding up a banana, and the other one was holding up the other shoe. I don't know what the vision was for this, but the result was a photo that I'll never forget. If you are any of those people, thank you for giving me the Disneyland ride photo with possibly the most lore behind it that anyone has ever had. If anyone recognizes them, please send them this video. I want them to find it because they were hilarious. And I also feel like I need to formally apologize to them for looking like Will Byers if he was worse. Love Noah Schnapp, but the haircut's not giving. So everyone in the comments of my last video is begging for an update on what my hair looks like because I was supposed to go get it dyed, but I haven't had the heart to tell you guys that it looks exactly the same because I did not go to my appointment. I set my alarm for 10:30 a.m. sharp, which is really early for me on the day of my appointment, and at about 8:30 I was woken up by the shrill sound of my Kim Possible ringtone going burr, burr, burr. So I roll over and I look at the number and I think, oh, it's just some solicitor calling me early in the morning, how rude, but then I get a text. Hey Kaelyn, this is the salon. Your stylist just came down with the flu and can't come in today, so we're gonna have to reschedule you. Probably a blessing in disguise because I had no idea what I wanted to do to my hair, but the comments on my video were not helping me make a decision because all I asked is if I should dye my hair black or red. And now I have a bunch of unsolicited beauty advice of people telling me I just need to wear more makeup and get more piercings and put more jewelry on and change my entire aesthetic and that would make me prettier. Did I ask? Foul. Anyway, my hair appointment is rescheduled for January 13th, which is Friday the 13th, so hopefully I don't end up bald. Would you guys tell me if you saw me on one of those TikTokers I have blocked because I hate them posts, please? Because I'm really scared I'm gonna end up on one. I know I made a video on my page earlier joking about it, but I think that was just me trying to cope with the fear that I might actually end up on. And these are like no joke. It's not just like, oh, TikTokers I have blocked. It's like TikTokers I have blocked because I hate their stupid, ugly faces. Like maybe it's for the best if I didn't know, but I would want you guys to tell me. So please, pinky promise that you would tell me because I don't know what it would benefit me knowing other than really hurt my feelings. It would probably kill me if I knew. Honesty is the best policy. And if I piss you off, I'm really sorry. I think I'm a nice person and I don't know what I did to piss you off. I'm honestly probably really annoying and I completely understand that. But if you hate me, I would love a way to make it up to you and fix it. I don't think I'm a bad, like I live in my parents' house and I'm 22. Please. Actually, that's probably reason enough. I was a victim of bullying as a child. Which is why I'm so funny and amazing now because it gave me character. Bullying works. Back in grade school, there was this girl named Anna and she was a little menace. She made bullying me her 9-to-5 job. She was getting a check. She was coming to work every single day. She was never missing a single day of work. She was employee of the month when it came to bullying me. Little Miss Anna Banana Fofana Bubana Banana Hannah Manna. She sat next to me in my 2nd grade math class, which was already a hellish experience because my math teacher had this problem where she couldn't pronounce my name correctly. She said it as 2 separate words. So my name to her was not Kaelyn. My name was Lynn. My teacher did come up to me one day and asked me if my name was Kaelyn or Kay Lynn, like 2 separate words, and I told her it was all one word. My name was Kaelyn, and she never fixed it still. I was still K, long pause, Lynn. Anyway, back to the main event. Anna and her God-given purpose to make my life a living hell all throughout school. Anything that you could possibly think of, she did to me. Hit me, called me names, broke my stuff. This is the face of the girl that Anna bullied. Imagine being mean to her. She's perfect. Anna was just mad I was cuter than. It got so bad that when my mom went into school to drop me off, and she went over to Anna's desk and she was like, "Listen, Anna, be mean to Kaelyn one more time and I will call your mommy." Anna did not give a fuck. Anna's sole purpose was to ruin my life. She did not care if someone was going to call her mommy. Anyway, I never saw Anna again because I left school for homeschooling in 7th grade. That's the last time I saw her. Until one day, I'm sitting in my room in like 2017 or 2018. I'm scrolling through my Instagram comments. I'm just like having a little look. And all of a sudden I'm like, and I look a little closer because I saw a familiar face. And I do some digging and I'm looking at the account and it's fucking Anna. This bitch commented on my Instagram post. And not only was it Anna, but she brought in reinforcements. She brought her little minions. So she had like 3 other girls that used to bully me in gym class who used to sit around me and call me bug eyes. And they were still running their mouth about me in my comments 10 years later. They were like, "I can't believe that she has followers. Her YouTube videos are so stupid and she grew up in this dumbass town." I was like, "Girl, you're from here too, babes. Look in the mirror." Yeah, but that's weird. Kid from school thinks she's somebody now. How embarrassing. You know what's embarrassing? The fact that you're 18 years old. Don't you have to like go vote or something? Made me chuckle. Anyway, Anna, if you're watching this, love you, Anna Poo, Annakins, Anna Banana Blue Bear. Hope you're well out there. All I can say is thank you for like being obsessed with me. Like, I'm blushing. Like, I'm blushing a lot.
So I have a lot of really weird, oddly specific irrational fears. I'm a very anxious person, such as needles, doctors, poison ivy, men, ladybugs, demons, blood clots, mirrors, specifically at night, parking garages, snails, and a lot of other ones that I can't think of right now. Keanu Reeves. But I think the one that has really been plaguing me lately is a locked jaw. I don't know if you guys ever seen videos of people whose jaw locks. It's like when they yawn or scream, they're like, and then it just gets stuck like that. I'm so afraid of that. God forbid if that ever happens. I'm so fucking scared because they can't get it shut, and then they have to go to the doctor, and I'm scared of doctors, and the doctor has to like punch it into place to relocate it. You know what doesn't help matters is I have jaw problems. I have a chronic underbite because when I was a kid, I had braces for like 10 years, and my orthodontist was like, "We should really do jaw surgery to correct that so it'll fix her." And my parents were like, No. She's like too much of a wuss. She's too anxious for that. So I never got it done. Now I feel like karma's gonna come back and bite me, and I'm gonna have a locked jaw. Oh my God, I wish
I think I figured out what I want to try and do this year, and that is become chill. Because I am possibly the most unchill person in the entire world. I want to be like chill, zen, cool girl, head twisted on the shoulders, tethered, calm, doesn't give a fuck about anything, doesn't care what people think, doesn't get worked up over anything. Chill. Because right now I feel like I'm like extremely anxious, panic attack every day, stressed out all the time, like all the time, moving at rapid speeds, severely ADHD, can't sit still, a little bit insane, 5 untreated mental illness, not chill girl at all, and I care about everything so ridiculously much. My camera stopped. So if anybody has any tips on how to be more chill, I would greatly appreciate it, because I just think it could be good for me, and that's really what I want to do this year.
Don't say drugs. It's time for everyone's favorite topic, 7 Supergirls. So the owner of 7 Supergirls was a batshit insane 50-something-year-old man. And actually someone in my comment section by the username of PissMama420 called him the Riddle Man. So I feel like we should just start calling him that because I just don't even want to give him a name. I just don't feel like he deserves it. Fun little fact about the Riddle Man. He had this obsession with all the girls on the channel looking 12 years old at all times, even though we were all like 15, 16, going on 17. To the point that some of the rules that he started to implement and then claimed were because of the sponsors were that we could not cut our hair, dye our hair, wear makeup, pluck or wax our eyebrows, shave our leg. One night I was like, I'm tired of the shenanigans. I'm fed up. So I get my little tweezers out and I'm sitting in my little bedroom and I'm like, I start plucking. I'm like, pluck like 5 hairs off each eyebrow. I think, okay, that's not even noticeable. He'll never even find out. Little did I know he was going to threaten to kick me off the channel 2 days later because I did this. So 2 days later, I filmed my video, I edited it, and then I sent it in because he uploaded them, but we like filmed and edited them. The second that man received my video and went to review it, I got a Skype call. He was British, by the way. So the Riddle Man rings me up, and he's like, "Did you pluck your eyebrows? Do you understand what's going to happen if you did this?" I'm like, whoa, whoa, I plucked 5. I was like, no, of course not. I don't know if you guys follow Emily, who was also on 7 Supergirls, but she made a video about how he always used to tell us that we would age ourselves out, whatever that means. And he starts telling me that because I plucked my eyebrows, I'm going to age myself out of the channel, and I'm no longer going to get any sponsorships, and I ruined all my opportunities. And then he starts telling me that he's going to cut my pay, and took away my opportunities because I plucked 5 hairs off my eyebrow. And then he tells me, the only way you're going to get these opportunities back is if you send me weekly photos of your eyebrows growing back to show to the sponsor. And so that I did. My mom and I were like, we get out our camera and she's like, okay, look as depressed as you possibly can so he feels horrible. And I'm like, okay, I got this. And I have the picture. First it was this one. And she was like, no, not depressed enough. Sad ASPCA commercial pup. So that's what we sent him. It didn't work. He didn't feel bad. Then he asked for up-close shots. And this is when they started to grow back. Please tell me you can tell the difference because I sure as hell can't. Not even the crickets are making noise. I figured out eventually that he was not actually sending these to the sponsor because the sponsor did not care if I plucked 5 hairs off my eyebrows. He was just insane and wanted to make me feel bad because he loved to manipulate people and guilt trip everybody because he had some kind of weird power trip and he was just horrible. So, thanks for that, Riddle Man. My eyebrows look great now. I hope he has an awful day. Again, if this ruins your childhood, sorry. Whenever I was in 4th grade, I had a boyfriend for 1 hour against my will because I lost a rock, paper, scissors game. The game was called Oreo, and it was like an epidemic. Every corner you turned, somebody was asking you to play it. It was literally just rock, paper, scissors, but whoever lost had to ask somebody out of the winner's choosing, and it was never someone you wanted to ask out. I avoided that game like the plague because I was scared shitless all the time because I did not want to have to play it. I was super shy, super awkward, and I didn't want to have to ask anybody out. I would have rather been hit by like a triple-decker bus. One thing about me is I was bullied. So this girl that used to bully me comes up to me one day and is like, Kaelyn, let's play Oreo. And I didn't want to get bullied worse, so I did not object. I just was like, okay. So we play a game of Oreo, and of course I lose because why would I win, you know? She tells me I have to go ask out the weird kid. I can call him the weird kid because I was the weird kid. We were the 2 weird kids in the class, so I wasn't that fazed by this. Weird on weird crime. So I go over to him and I go, will you be my boyfriend? And he's like, yeah. And now we're married 25 years and counting. Just kidding, I dumped him by the swing sets an hour later.
One thing about me is I never had crushes as a kid. It always made me feel so strange and isolated, but I just never did. So let me set the scene for you. It is 2010. I am in 5th grade. I am the ripe age of 10 years old, and we are sitting in math class. I'm sitting on the floor with my little friend group, which I had a pretty big one at the time. It's probably the most friends I have ever had and will ever have in my entire life. And we are playing math games because it's Valentine's Day. And on holidays, when you're in elementary school, you get to play games instead of do serious work. All of a sudden, my friend at the time, I think her name was Ashley, turns to the group and she goes, I know what we should do. And I'm thinking, oh God, what should we do? She has this horribly bright idea to tell us that whoever loses the next round of the math game has to go find their crush at recess and tell them that they love them. I start panicking for 2 reasons. 1, I'm horrible at math. I had no cognitive function in math my entire life. 2, I didn't have a crush, which meant I was going to have to pick out some random person to tell that I loved if I lost this math game, which I would, just so I didn't seem suspicious. Behold, I lose the math game. I start shaking. My hands are shaking. There's sweat dripping down my back. My anxiety's at an all-time high. I was a very anxious child. They all go, oh my God, who do you have a crush on? Oh. I look around the room. I'm darting my eyes everywhere. I'm trying desperately to find someone to have a crush on. They're all waiting. It feels like the walls are closing in. I cannot find a single person to possibly have a crush on. And then I remember this one guy that my one friend from lunch had a crush on. His name was Payne. Not P-A-I-N, but P-A-Y-N-E. Artsy. So help me God if he sees this. I turn to them. I gulp. It's Payne. I have a crush on Payne. With sheer evil in their voices, they go, at recess you'll find him. And so I did. Recess rolls around. I am praying and hoping in my little 10-year-old brain that they somehow forgot about this, but they did not. And they circle around me at recess and they go, it's time. So I go find Payne on the soccer field, and I walk up to him, and he doesn't even know I exist. He doesn't even know who I am. And I walk up and I tap him on the shoulder. He turns to me, befuddled, and I go, I love you. He looks at me for a long beat and goes, and walks away. So let me set the record straight. Payne, I did not love you. I started homeschooling 2 years after.
What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you? Because the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me is one time I was on a date. I know, shocking. And whenever I was on this date, I had this idea that it would be fun and cute to go on a little bike ride together. And whenever I suggested this, I thought we were just going to go biking on, like, the pavement in, like, the neighborhood. My date turns to me and goes, oh, yeah, that's a great idea. I know a really good bike trail. And I'm thinking a bike trail as in, like, a sidewalk. Like a pavement bike trail that people bike on next to the sidewalk. I'm like, cool. So we start biking. We bike to this area. And then they go, this is it. I am faced with woods. Woods with a little dirt trail with, like, roots sticking up out the, like, a mountain bike trail. I'm thinking, oh, cool. And I didn't want to be a loser and I didn't want to be lame. So I was like, you know what? I can be athletic. I did a sport. You know those videos you see on TikTok where people go on, like, ridiculous bike trails and, like, almost die? That is what I was faced with, except it was a lot less dramatic than that. And I was honestly doing pretty good at first. Like, someone who's not athletic, I felt like I was doing okay. I only fell, like, once. And I remember at one point, I even turned to my date and was like, wow, I feel like I'm in a coming-of-age movie. We're like, Not even 5 minutes later, we come to this area on the trail where it goes extremely downhill, and right at the downhill bit, there's a giant root sticking out of the ground, and the only logical thing I could think to do is stop my bike and, like, walk my little legs down with, like, the bike in between it, you know? Right off to the side, there is a creek. I think to myself, oh God, wouldn't it be awful to fall into that creek? So what do? I stop my bike. And before I know what's even happening, my bike starts pummeling towards the creek with me on top of it with nothing to stop myself but my legs. And I tried so hard, and my date turns around and goes, no! And then I hit the water. I went in. Phone, bag, bike, head to toe in the creek. Salamander's probably swimming up my nose. I stood up. Water dripping off my face, my white shirt covered in dirt, and I have to bike the entire way back, looking like that. As I'm biking back, people on the streets are laughing at me and asking me what happened. Then I got to walk in their house and face their entire family looking like that, and I've not gone on a bike since.